Harry, today we're going to be doing a Bible study in Romans chapter 10. It's from verse 1 to 4. But before we start, who wrote Romans?
Yeah, this was written by Paul and supposedly written from Corinth. Paul had just finished or just finishing. He was still in Corinth and just heading home to Jerusalem. And that would be his third missionary journey. And actually, from that, he will be in prison for over 4 years. And actually, he talks in Romans about hoping to be there, and he will be there on a prison ship. So he actually will be going there, but he's always been thinking about the people in Rome, and there's a small church there. He's personally never been there, and he certainly wants to go there. And he's writing to them in quite a, as we all know, quite an elaborate letter. And that's kind of the details. So this is just an article out of that book.
All right. Verse 1. Brothers and sisters, my heart's desire and prayer to God for the Israelites is that they may be saved. What's your thoughts on this, Harry?
Yeah, so these are the people, but the people of Israel, who are they? They are the people in the land of Israel, but every city he's come to, and this is three missionary journeys, and the first thing he does is go to the synagogue. Every city in Europe, Asia has Jews, has a synagogue, and that's where he starts. And he brings them the gospel and says, "Hey, folks, we're really the Isaiah has been proven, and the Redeemer has come, the Messiah has come, and I'm here to tell you about the Messiah." So his prayer is that they might all get to know the Messiah.
All right. Verse 2. For I can testify about them that they are zealous for God, but their zeal is not based on knowledge. How could somebody be zealous for God but still getting it wrong? What do you think?
Yeah, they've been getting it wrong two ways. They were all originally the Mosaic people, like the people of Israel got their law from Moses, and the Mosaic law had been watered down by about half. So half the stuff they were learning was their tradition, and the other half was from the law. But now he's been bringing them the gospel of Jesus. And again, I don't even think half of those people are accepting that. Maybe a
Mm,
quarter or a third. I don't know. We don't really get to know how many people are accepting it. So first of all, they're not getting the Mosaic law right, and many of them are not accepting Jesus also, which is the purpose of the Mosaic law,
mm.
because Jesus is the fulfillment of it. Moses told them that the Messiah was coming. Isaiah told them. Jeremiah told them. Everybody told them. And yeah, they're not getting it.
No. Verse 3. Since they did not know the righteousness of God and sought to establish their own, they did not submit to God's righteousness. And we see that aspect that you just said. They're making half of the stuff up and while doing the other half. So we see this aspect that they weren't submitting to God's righteousness. But in today's aspect, how do we submit to God's righteousness? What does that look like, Harry?
Yeah, yeah, like the righteousness of us for us today is the teachings of Jesus, just like in the
Mm,
Mosaic time, it was the teachings of Moses. That was the law. The prophets elaborated on it. And also for us, the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, is the righteousness of Jesus. Paul's letters, they're elaborating on it. They're not making new covenants. This is the covenant of Jesus that we are responsible for, and we have to establish that in our life. And we have to be really wise to that, because we have many, just like in Paul's day, there are many denominations, and we have many denominations today, and our denomination cannot be the excuse for the righteousness of Jesus. We are responsible for what the book says,
mm,
and where the book lines up with what we're being taught, beautiful, but we have to be wise to that, because just making up stuff.
mm.
No, Jesus says, "Oh, if you love me, keep my teachings." That is the righteousness of Jesus, and Jesus paid the price on Calvary. We have to make sure that we're respecting that and giving him the honor that's due.
All right, verse 4. Christ is the culmination of the law so that there may be righteousness for everyone who believes. Go ahead, Harry.
Yeah, so Jesus is the culmination for in Paul's time, he's bringing them the gospel. That is the gospel today. And if Paul was on earth today, I think he would write something really similar to this. He
Mhm.
says, you know, you have a zeal for righteousness and zeal for the truth, but we're blending it. Where half of what we believe is Jesus, and the other half are our traditions, just like in the time of
Mhm.
the Jewish people. We have to be really, really wise to that. And we have the Gospels. Read the Gospels and pray the Gospels and say, Lord, open my eyes, help me to see, because that is our salvation. Jesus said again and again, if you love me, keep my teachings. That is, and he tells in the last part of Matthew, he says, make new disciples and teach them to obey all my commands. The commands, the
Mm.
teachings of Jesus, and those aren't adversarial. They're beautiful.
Yeah. Do
The
not
teachings are
worry,
beautiful.
for example.
Yeah, yeah, lovely what he teaches, but we have to make sure that that's the page we're on.
Amen. Thanks a lot for this, Harry.
Thank you.